What's up, race fans? Robert Warren's up in the booth tonight for Speed Zone TV. Covering off for a fellow broadcaster tonight, we're bringing you Race 1 Season 8 at Talledega Superspeedway. Excited to get this kicked off. Very iconic track, over 56 years of racing history. Looking at some perfect weather, 73 degrees, clear skies, 4-mile-an-hour winds. Not a cloud in the sky with 53% humidity on this 2.66 mile super speedway. I'm excited to get things started here, hoping that you guys are going to enjoy the broadcast. Roughneck does a great job of hosting a variety of series, so this is one of 3. Wednesday night, the Truck Series kicks off, and partnership with Renegade Racing, they'll be rocking out a mini stock series. So drivers here are battling for an individual championship here in the Super Speedway Series, individual championship in the Truck Series, and the mini stock series, but also an overall championship across 3 series. So it's going to kind of be interesting to see, as you watch the season progress, like who's able to maintain attendance and duke it out. But before we get into all that secret sauce, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid, as these guys are currently rolling right now. So Hunter in the 27 machine has taken the pole. Tolson outside pole in the 28. Grace in 3rd. Richardson 4th. Wagoner 5th. Ryan 6th. Sprinkle 7th. Parson 8th. Macy 9th. Miller 10th. Behrman 11th, Ramsey 12th, Smith 13th, Hirsch 14th. 15th goes out to Copperthorne, Tate in 16th, Manning 17th, Barnes 18th, and Keltner in 19th. 19 cars in the field tonight, so it's going to be a spicy tamale, and you're going to get to see it all here on Speed Zone TV. 50 laps to duke it out for the Wagoner's Welding Super Speedway Series. The fuel window here is about 25. You might be able to stretch it to 26, 27 laps in the draft. So I think it's going to be very interesting here. Lights are off on the pace car. See how these drivers duke it out in the first race of the season after taking a few-month hiatus. Hopefully their nerves are calm when this one fires off, as super speedway racing is really one of the most kind of intense racing, because there's not a lot of time for a driver to react. If carnage happens in front, lane changing always happening. Somebody's protecting the run, protecting the draft. I don't know if we're going to see 3 wide or not, but make sure that you're using that gearbox in the bottom right-hand side. Watch your 4K stream that Speed Zone TV has to offer. Pace car's ducked in. That 27 machine of Hunter's our control car. Boom, green is out. 2x2 as far as you can see for the 19 car field. Richardson on the bumper of Tolson in that second groove. Race in behind Hunter. Good thing about these next gen cars is they can take a bump and keep moving. A lot of the other cars on iRacing surface aren't known to bump as well as these cars. Never want to bump in the corners here. 3 wide already. That's a 58 machine of Hurst on the outside. He tucks in. Ryan, the 3rd car on the outside lane. Cars are very sensitive to how the cars stack together and whether they're efficient at pushing. So the tighter they are, the more speed they can gain. And when you're not up on the bumper of a car, then you're going to lose that speed. Wagoner jumps to the outside. He's got Tolson in that 28 machine pushing him to the front. Let's see if he drops or if he stays high. He's protecting the high side over Tolson. Inside lane's coming down. Making a run. Car is bobbling around. It's early on in the race. Try to take a look at some of these paints as we progress a little bit further. Wagoner leads the field that time with Tolson in second when they cross the line. The outside line is proving to be a little bit more dominant right now in the early part of the race. Might be with the drivers that are mixed up and stacked together on the outside. Two machine of Richardson drops to the bottom in front of Hunter. It's going to allow that inside line to get a little bit of a run as Wagoner and Tolson are still locked together, but it allows 67 Orion. And I believe that might be the 33 of AC in behind Ryan. Single file now, shuffling again. Richardson now the leader. You can see the sparks flying off Richardson's car. These cars are sealed to the track for maximum speed. Big bumps, those three are locked together. 52 of Macy in the outside lane now. Outside lane is falling back about 5 or 6 car lengths. '77 a sprinkle in behind Macy. And the outside lane is forming with some new blood. That's a 58 of Hearst. And his Michelob Ultra. Got to be wise with calorie conscious here when you get up in those older ages. That's for sure. 4 laps clean. The 5th underway. Macy shuffles to the outside. Shot a Copperthorn in the 98 with the 50 machine of 8 there. But Richardson's still our leader. Hunter looks to leave him high and dry. Those guys might be teammates, but not on lap 5. Behrman now up in the mix on the bumper of Hunter. Excellent racing so far for the Wagoner's Welding Superspeedway series. Little squiggle there. These guys got to maintain their position above that yellow line. Another clean lap in the books. No second line forming. Hunter has fallen back in the wayside. Trying to see a charge from that second lane. There's only 6 cars stacked up. Not very close together. That's Richardson in the lead. Race second, the 4 machine of Andrew Smith. 3rd, Gary Miller 4th, and just a car length back is the 98 of Copperthorn. High caliber racing here being demonstrated by the drivers of Roughneck Racing. Putting a show for you fans on at the home. Outside line looks like it's trying to get together. Lap 8 underway. We have a third lane forming. I don't know if that's the kind of move that you want to make early on. Popping back and forth to the chat, so if you want to give one of your drivers a shout out, have a zoom in, throw it in the chat, and we'll be happy to take a look at that driver for you. Leaders are breaking away slightly, but not really indicative of breaking away at a super speedway here, especially in the next gen. Outside line, the third groove, these drivers are trying to link together. It's like we got Sprinkle, Wagoner, and Tolson with Ryan in behind. Good shot of the field here. Oh, we got a spin! Caution is out. We are on the 13 machine of Ramsey, who got turned around. We're gonna see if we can roll back a replay and figure out what happened there. Very hard to kind of figure it all out. Back up here in the mix, go to the favorite camera of all the cameras for our Speed Zone instant replay. You can see already here that Ramsey is tight with the 98 machine of Copperthorne. I'm going to let you guys at home make the call. Before we do that, let's just back it up a second here. And quarter speed. One more time, we're going to take one more look at it. We're also going to pop off a different angle here. Get a little bit closer. Right here. Like a couple things could have happened. That's a tough one to call. More time for fun before we let it play through. At full speed, ready? Good job by these drivers really not to create the big one early on. That was a 50 car of Tate kind of pushing Ramsey around. That's going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay. Back to live action. These guys are likely going to be darting down the pits here to come through and top up fuel. It's unlikely that we're going to see tires. 10 laps in, we're going to have our first caution of the night. Battle off pit lane. But Bearman elected to stay out. Along with Ryan. Likely hoping for a different car. We'll pull up some racing stats here in a second to see what the pit strategies were. First caution, 10 laps in. Excellent racing so far for race number 1. These next gens do a good job of beating and banging each other at super speedways, but it looks like a little bit of carnage happened with between Miller and Ramsey. Copperthorne on the bottom side there, just defending this position. On the bottom of the track, nowhere to go. Go ahead and pull up. Lights are off on the pace car. Let's pull up the schedule here. I might have to resize it really quick. Just to give you... Oh, I won't. Just to give you an idea of what these guys are doing here. Next week, November 10th, Xfinity at Daytona. Then the Gen 6 at Atlanta for November 17th. Taking a week off. And then December 1st, Xfinity at Dega. So these guys are mixing it up every once in a while as they pop around to different tracks. You know, shout out to Flieger Farm, does a great job of broadcasting the Super Series here. Couldn't make it here tonight, so we're covering off at Speed Zone TV. Getting ready to pull these belts tight once again. Get underway. Quarter way through the race now. Some of these drivers elected to take fuel, some of them didn't. Let's go ahead and maybe see if we can take a quick peek at that. Looks like the first 2 cars didn't take fuel. See, everyone else rolled in on lap 11. Pace car's getting ready to duck off, and we're going to get back to green flag action. Behrman, he's been up front in the mix for most of the race. Ryan was up there duking it out. Richardson on the outside, or sorry, on the inside. 3rd spot. He was a hard charger with Grayson Smith, so these guys, no stranger to the battle up front, but track position is really important here because you might not be able to get through the field to get where you need to be. Green's out, they're away. Ryan all alone on the outside. Driver's coming down the backstretch, 2 by 2. Here they come to the start-finish line. Nice clean driving for that first lap on the restart. 3 wide right there. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Sometimes you get shuffled out of that groove. That's the 88 machine of Keltner. Couldn't find a dance partner. Back up front, our leader is that 2 machine of Richardson. What's going to be interesting here is we had a few drivers elect not to pit. If we don't see a caution, really, for these guys that did not pit, that was Fairman and Ryan, then they're going to be on an off-pitch strategy, and they're going to be required to draft alone, essentially. I'm not sure if 2 cars is going to be substantial enough to maintain the speed that they need to get it done. Three wide further back. Wagoner being pushed by Tolson. Hunter in behind, but there's 2 cars isn't enough here to, you know, having the side draft. And with this much time, I just don't know if that's the move just yet. Back up front, Richardson just dancing along with the 4 machine of Smith, 12 machine of Grace, the 99 of Fairman, and the 98 of Copperthorne running at the top 5 single file. That second groove starting to dance. But there's also a third groove coming up the ways. Trying to see who's leading that. It looks like it might be the 77 of Sprinkle. Who's partner up with Wagoner and Tolson. Guys are trying to get that third line alive. But the bottom line is actually really strong right now. Go ahead and pop around in some of these paints. See the sparks flying. 2 machine of Richardson getting a little love from Turtle Wax. He says, your bumper's not clean. Let me rub off on you. 12 machine of Grace is in third. '99 of Fairman. Racking the Canadian Tire. Carhartt Gary Miller in the 15. Copperthorne rocking the Red Flames of the 98. Rouse State, no sponsors. 33 of Ben Parson in the Mountain Dew. Keltner in the 88 amp getting bumped by the 3 machine. I believe that's Tyler Barnes. Just a gaggle of cars here. Wagoner locked on. One of these things these drivers are going to have to do is definitely manage temperatures. Woo, they were close there. Is manage temperatures. You know, you don't want to be locked on to somebody's bumper too long. Going to heat up the water there. Wagoner does a good job of tucking in behind. Back up front here. Looking at our leader, Richardson. No challenger in sight just yet. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Single file as far as the eye can see. Nearing the halfway point of the race, Richardson has not had a challenger. There is no second line forming. Got Hunter there further back, getting pushed by Ryan with 33 of Parson, Sprinkle, Wagoner, and Tolson in the 3rd lane. There's just no takers. Barry Miller jumps to the outside. See if anybody joins him. Tucks back in before he loses all momentum. Drivers have somewhat settled in and are allowing the fate to be fatey. Write that down. This one's going by rather fast, and Richardson's still no challenger. He has led a good chunk of these laps, but it looks like the 3 machine of Tyler Barnes has successfully mounted a charge in that second line using the side draft. Macy in the 52 behind with Hunter behind him. Gotta be careful running door to door. These cars can be easily knocked loose on a door to door if you meet somebody's car at the wrong side. Ooh, there's a tough bump. Hunter shoves Macy into the back of Barnes and almost sends Barnes around. Dale Earnhardt Sr. himself. Oh, there's another contact. Macy getting hard shoves from the 27 of Hunter. Macy says that's enough. Taking a look at Hunter here. Let's see. He's locked in. Those other guys behind Hunter aren't close enough. Macy jumps up in front. This is where the action is right here. These guys are aggressively driving. Third lane is now in the mix. 3 wide. Halfway through the race, these guys were like, we just had a caution on lap 10. Oh, and there we go. There we go. They're still spinning. Copperthorne hard into the wall. Barnes sliding down to the inside. That's a tough break for those guys. And you saw it. We started to see some aggressive bumping, aggressive grinding. And, you know, that's what happens, you know? Forget about it, eh? Let's take a look at our Speed Zone TV instant replay here and see if we can bring you a view of the action. See Copperthorne struggling. There's some severe damage to that car as he limps back to the pits. We're going to have to back this up a little bit more. Where it's indicating the caution started, but that is not the show. Here we go. We got Miller coming up. Barnes in behind Macy. Miller's still coming up. Olsen on the outside of Macy. Macy coming up on Tolson. And then Barnes. Really nowhere to go for that 3 machine. And then as he's trying to dance around, Copperthorne gets up into Barnes. Macy slides back up the track here. What? Let's see what happens next. Copperthorne tries to get away clean, but you're going to see some hard contact for Copperthorne right here into the wall. Let's go ahead, back it up, and we'll give a different perspective here. Let's take a look at the in-car for Copperthorne, and you can see it from his perspective to see how he could or couldn't have avoided it. Here we go. And really just nowhere to go. One more time, we'll back it up again. And this time we'll hop into Barnes's car. And we'll hit play. There's carnage everywhere. Cars getting bumped around. These cars are actually, you can see them sparking quite a bit. Happy to see the 98 machine get back out on the track after limping around. All drivers going to be able to go down the pit lane. Top up for fuel. Shout out to Wagoner's Welding making it possible. We're going to just go ahead and roll a quick commercial here and pay some homage to our series sponsor. Bunch of carnage tonight. Shout out to them.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck
Lights are off on the pacing vehicle, and we're getting ready to go back to live action. Few cars have had some carnage tonight, but if you're rolling through the area in North Carolina, these guys might be dropping off their cars to get squared up on the jig at Wagner's Welding, maybe looking for a little bit of a discount. "23 laps to go for race 1, season 8, next gens at Talledega." We've seen great racing so far. 2 cautions tonight. That one was a little challenging. Miller, and Macy bumped each other. Macy got shot up the track. And then the rest was just kind of like, where am I going to go? And yeah, and that's kind of what happened. Turtle Wax going to be controlling the start here. Green is out, we're away. 12 machine gets a good start. Richardson says heck no, as he's helping Smith square up the fight. Not soon enough, as Grace is able to drop down. Sprinkle left alone on the outside. These drivers have one faster pair. A couple of them have had to use it. Richardson looking to get up front. That's the 30 machine of Wagoner in behind, with Sprinkle in behind him on that outside line. These two can work together and are no strangers to super speedway racing. All 19 cars still in the field with 22 laps to go. Richardson's gonna be clear with Wagoner and Sprinkle. All three drop to the bottom. Hurst was able to get down as well. That's the whole second group able to clear the cars at the front. Richardson's in control once again. Wow, oh wow. Drivers hit the line, there'll be 20 to go. Single file for about the top 10 or so. 27, a Hunter with Tolson behind him. Not sure if they're trying to hang back and avoid one, but drivers do have enough fuel to go the entire distance. Go ahead and take a look at the pit stop lap here. Everyone came in on lap 26. We have 25 laps of fuel. So no challenge here. The race can go green the rest of the way. You can see the entire field, except for the back 10, are single file. Wagoner doing an excellent job of just staying locked on the bumper of Richardson. Macy jumps to the high side with Miller in front of Hunter. Saw some aggressive bumps from that 27 previously. Hanging back a little bit right now, but that second line is gaining momentum. Miller all over the bumper of Macy. Woo, he almost tagged him in the right rear. Look at the steam from the outside. And little bump there sends Miller down to the bottom. They're 3 wide. That's Macy and Sprinkle. Miller bumping in the corners. He's gonna almost turn Macy. That was crazy. I saw that live on Speed Zone TV. Hunter helping Sprinkle with Tolson in behind. There's not enough cars on that outside. Those two are gonna fall to the back. Machine of Smith looking to break it to the outside. 17 laps to go. He's going to need a little bit of help. It's going to stall them out for a corner, but once they get back up on the bumper of those two cars in the front of the outside line, there's going to be a lot of steam for that second groove. Drivers get tight there. Olsen doesn't want to sit back anymore. 4 wide on the backstretch. 3 wide now. Olsen falls to the back. Smith getting pushed by Sprinkle and Hunter. With, I believe, the 67 Orion in behind, but no change in the story up front here. Wagner continues to push Richardson with Hurst in third, Brace fourth, Tate fifth. 15 markers to go. Time is running out for these drivers to start to make a move. Two by two everywhere on the track. Richardson will be under fire as that outside line is pushing hard to get in front. Wagner closes up to shove him ahead. Where managing water temperature is going to become ever so important as we wind down. Behrman elects to stay to the high side and protect it for now. Smith bails out to the bottom. Sprinkle, after trying to get up front for the longest time, is the second car on the outside line. He dropped. Oh no! And there's another one. It's a doozy. Cars spinning. Quite a few cars involved there. We're gonna use our special Speed Zone TV instant replay in just 1 second. Not really sure what happened there. Tough break for those drivers involved. Going to what happened. Let's back it up a couple frames here. Big bumps. Ooh. Like there was contact from the 58 after the checkup on the 30 machine. We'll back it up one more time. You can see that there's a big gap there in front. That 4 car of Smith is in front of Grace. I'll give him a little bit of a bump. Wagner slows down, gets some help. Olsen gets sent around. See the moon. Tate gets collected, Miller gets collected. That's going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay. Behrman staying out, our new leader, meow. 12 laps to go. More fast repairs will be used. That's not what you want here. It's a tough break for some of these drivers, for sure. Damage definitely impacts how the car handles and the speed you're capable of getting to. Series of cars rolling through the pit from that damage. Some of them coming free now, bolting on tires as well. I believe that is Tolson in the last car in the pits. Hopefully able to get back underway. Not going to be a lot of time left. One more lap around. The lights are going to come off on the pace vehicle. Once again, let's just take a quick look at our schedule. Next week, Xfinity cars at Daytona Superspeedway. Same time, different broadcast. Leaguer Farm Television on the Pole TV couldn't be here tonight. We're doing a coverage on their behalf. After that, Gen 6 at Atlanta. Gen 6, I believe, is a higher powered car. And then Xfinity, Gen 6, next gen again. You can see the cycle of cars. No Gen 4s. Those things are dangerous. Lights are off on the pace vehicle. We'll take a second to give a shout out to our sponsor, Wagner's Welding.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would
Getting ready to have that pace car jump in. Get up into the bird's eye view here from the starter stand. Not a lot of time here, but now some of these cars are in a different strategy because they've suffered some damage. Going to be able to interesting to be able to see who's fast, who's still got the speed as we come for the green flag one more time. 3 cautions under our belt. 10 laps to go. 9 when we cross the line. See that Geico restart zone. Oh. Getting closer. Bunched up 2 by 2. The starter gives a green there. Fire it off. Sprinkle does a great job of getting a good start with Smith in behind. Hunter on the bumper of Fairman. Ryan followed by Is that Manning? I don't think we said the 78 name all night, and now he's up with a shot to win in the fourth car in the bottom line. Took me a second to get my bearings there. Sprinkle followed by Smith, Macy, and then the 33 of Carson. Wrecked. Richardson. He wants back up front. He's 3 wide right now with Grace. Those two have been up front most of the night. 8 laps to go. Back up front. You don't want to break too far away from the field. Creates a vacuum. Sprinkle and Smith getting a big... That's a slurpy sound from the vacuum. Hunter leaves the bumper of Fairman. Fairman tries to side draft. Yellow's out. I'm not sure why. See if we could find it on our Speed Zone TV instant replay. We were watching the leaders up here. Back it up just a little bit. We see some slight contact between Wagoner and the two of Richardson. 12 of Grace tags the bumper of Wagoner into the 2 of Richardson, sending him around. After leading so many laps, you can only imagine the frustration that Richardson is feeling right now. Driving around as fast as they can to catch that pace car. Six laps to go. It's going to start to put us into GWC territory, green, white, checkers. Fortunately for Richardson there, he was not taking any damage from that, or at least very minimal. Hearing a couple drivers clutching, there might be a fuel situation for a couple of them. Got those clutch popping again. Little space out right there. 5 laps to go. Gonna be doubling up next time by. Race number 1 almost complete. Next gen at Talledega Superspeedway. 4 cautions in the book. Getting to the front now is going to be very challenging. You saw how Hunter did it a few laps ago on the bumper. Fairman left him high and dry, and Fairman dropped 3 spots into 4th right now. So, you know, being in first isn't always the best thing. Ever so silent, these drivers are winding down. If there is another caution, it will immediately put them into green-white checker territory. Hearing some of the cars shut off is somewhat alarming. I don't know if there's a strategy there to say, if we have a GWC, do we have enough fuel? Or if we have a second one, do we have enough fuel? I want to see that 27 car maintain the pace speed. Allow that field to catch up ever so gently. All the cars, all 19 cars still in the field. Nerves are slightly unsettled. Super Speedway racing at its finest with these 33-degree bank turns. Green is out. Hunter gets a great start. Leaves Ryan behind on the outside. Don't know if that's what we're gonna want to see. Might see Macy jump to the high side or tuck back in. Woo! I think he's got it mixing it up now. Macy's gonna be our new leader. Let's see if he stays high. Macy and Sprinkle drop to the bottom. Sprinkle locked on the bumper. Density is high. We're seeing 3 wide action. No friends left on the track. Meow. Hunter making a charge. Macy says no. Smooth move by that 52 machine. Ryan gets under Hunter. Fairman on the bumper of that 27 machine. Meow. Underneath. This race will be official. No GWC attempts anymore. There's not enough push on that outside line to get a big charge. We're gonna have to see how they handle it coming out of turn 4. 67 machine, the silent assassinate hunter goes hard into the wall. Macy, oh, more carnage in behind, but we're locked in. Ryan and Sprinkle door to door. Oh no! Manning turns. Ryan. Sprinkle going to be our winner. God dang. Maybe roll that back one more time. Started here at the Hunter crash. He's airborne. You can't park there. Cannot park there. I'm not really even sure how he got tagged. But right here, we'll see it. Fairman gets in his right rear. First, Richardson get all gaggled up. Back it up one more time. Take a look at Tolson. He was involved, or we're sorry, we're not on Tolson. We're on the 12 of Grace. Down into turn 3. Here comes the helicopter. Grace able to make it through. Or is he? Oh, he is. Great driving. That 12 machine. And more carnage. Here it comes. Love to see the contact here between 67. Tries to throw up a quick block. 78 Manning does have a run. Tough break for him. Back to that live-ish action. Our winner tonight, 77 of Sprinkle. A lot of his strategy was to hang around to the back until the time was right. Hats off to him. The 4 machine of Smith. Great race as well. Take a moment here and give a shout out to our sponsor, Wagner's Welding.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Heck yeah, we're going to bring in our P3 finisher for our first Speed Zone TV interview of the night. Mr. Ty Manning, it's Robert Warrens up in the booth. Good job tonight on your P3. You had a bunch of different bouncing around, different strategies. What was it like for you out there tonight?
It was a little chaotic, I guess. I mean, but it's it's the first race of the season, so it's nothing too crazy. I mean, I tried to stay in the back. It's been a while since I drove the Cup car, so when that first crash happened, I got on the brakes and it kind of did a little porpoising, and I lost control going over the banking and stuff. I was so embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie, rookie move. But I was like, okay, cool. I nosed it in the wall a little bit, came down, made sure damage was all right. But then other than that, I just kind of rode around in the back until it kind of opened up there. Made sure I topped off the car, just so that when everybody else had the pit, I jumped a bunch of spots, and then just trying to pick away there. And then, of course, it gets a little hectic there right at the end. I didn't mean to turn Ben. I kind of had a run, and he was up, door slamming the 77. And then as soon as I got to his quarter panel, he like latched off and turned down, and it just went across my nose. I don't want to turn anybody, but I mean, I just had that run going, so there was really nowhere I could go after that. And so take a third place here. Hopefully this is good momentum for the season and for Wednesday nights. I'm really, really wanting to win on Wednesday nights. I gave a lot away last season, so hopefully you can keep that momentum up and run good there too.
Yeah, I mean, I respect what you're saying too with having the run. You watched the battle with 67 and 77 dancing doors, and there was an opening there. So really, when you come to the line here at a super speedway, it's tough, hard racing, and when you close a door, sometimes another one opens, sometimes it doesn't. But you were successful at getting the P3 done tonight. You're going to be running full time in the truck series on Wednesday nights, then.
Yes, I'm going to try to. We had, like I said, we had a pretty decent season last year, the last season, other than me crapping the bed at a few tracks, giving away the wins when I could. But it was a pretty good season, so just hoping to keep that momentum up.
Oh yeah, brother. Well, congrats on your P3 tonight, Ty. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Like as always, my friends and family that watch these, appreciate them supporting. Appreciate you for putting on the broadcasts, and Flieger, even though he's the one that usually does it, not being here. But appreciate everybody coming together to get these out here. And then, of course, everybody that runs the league. We got a new RC, so it's fun kind of learning the new RC and everything like that. So just appreciate everybody that puts work into this.
Oh yeah, brother. Well, congrats on your P3 tonight. Hope to be chatting with you on Wednesday. I'm going to be in Punta Cana, so if you're up in the booth, you're going to be meeting a partner of mine, Oscar, and perhaps Chris. That'll be razzling and dazzling you with some exciting commentary.
Oh, I can't wait. We'll make sure they'll feel right at home when we jump up there.
Right? 100%. Congrats again, Ty. Hope to be talking to you again soon.
Appreciate it. See you, brother.
Take care. P3 finisher. We're going to bring in our P2 finisher, Andrew Smith. It's Rob up in the booth. Congrats on your P2 tonight. How you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling great.
That's great. Like P2. Come on.
That was a great race. It was a super fun race.
Yeah, I mean, I watched you, rub that turtle wax on quite a few different drivers. You were up front in the mix all the night. What did you see from your perspective, and what do you want to share with our audience tonight?
Oh, there was a lot to see from my perspective, as I was a little bit of everywhere tonight. The inside line being the best line. I tried to, stay down there and keep the freight train running. But, down there towards the end, Adam Sprinkle, the number 77 who got the win, he was on the inside. He was a teammate in the voice chat, so I told him to hop out on that outside, and I guess there was a little bit of blocking going on, and me and him just, stayed out of it and coasted to the start finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's, kind of indicative of super speedway racing. Everyone is always fast here, right? There's no tire management. So as soon as somebody's got to run, I mean, it's hard not to take it. What's your strategy, Adam? Are you going to be running a full season? Andrew, are you going to be running a full season here? Monday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights?
I will be running every single night. I started Roughneck racing with him originally, and have been gone for about a year. So it's my first race with the Roughneck crew once again. I've missed like 3 or 4 seasons now, I think. So really good to be back, and glad to see James Wagoner's Welding still with us. And it's awesome to be out here racing with these guys. That was so much fun. It feels so good to come back after so long and get a P2. So
yeah, I
real
mean,
nice.
heck of a job tonight. We're off to, I forget where next week they're going. Let's take a look a second. Xfinity at Daytona. Like next gen, you can bump these cars around pretty hard, but the Xfinity not as forgiving.
It's like driving a little mini yacht,
Yeah.
but you know, on a
Honest.
racetrack, it's when you get pushed in those, it's like you get lifted in the air a little bit. So you got to be real careful, especially
Yeah.
at Daytona.
Yeah, nobody likes scratches on their yachts. Well, Andrew, who do you want to give a shout out to for your P2 tonight?
Obviously, we got to give it to James Wagoner's Welding and you guys for putting this on for us. And got to give the shout out to Turtle Wax. If you use TW14 at checkout, you can get 20% off. And
Heck yeah.
want to say thank you to Daniel Dye and his dad for allowing me to run the Race to Stop Suicide logos on my cars.
Heck yeah. Well, congrats on your P2 tonight, Andrew. Hope to be chatting to you again sometime soon in the future.
Thank you.
That was our P2 finisher giving you the secret sauce, but now it's time to talk to the winner, Mr. Adam Sprinkle. Congrats tonight, Adam, on your win. Heck of a battle at the end of the race. But, you know, a lot of what I saw from you tonight was more strategic in your placement. So I didn't really see you up front until the latter part of the race. What was your secret sauce there?
Man, well, I qualified pretty decent towards the front and just kind of was going to ride around toward the front to the middle, and it kind of got shuffled to the back there a time or two. Couldn't get the outside line working. Me and Doug tried a few different times, and for whatever reason, we couldn't get that third lane working when we wanted it to, and we just kind of fell in line and started riding. Come out kind of when we went to pit stops. I was kind of where I wanted to be, and didn't realize I had damage and had to do a little bit of repair. And came back out a little deeper in the field, and luckily just avoided wasn't really close to the wrecks what I could see, but stayed away from trouble. And just once I kind of got toward the front, it was Timmy and Doug in front of me. I was on the radio with Doug and told him, I'm just riding. Let's, just good pace right here and stay out of trouble. And I mean, it worked out. And on the last restart there, I actually told Andrew, I was like, I'm not really in the spot where I want to be. I would rather be a one row up. It just would be more comfortable. And the 52, I believe, Jesse, he took a late move to the outside, and I followed him, and that kind of set it up. From there, it was just making the car work in the air where it needed to go, and being there at the end. Me and him was battling hard, and unfortunate for him, he got turned, but it was a great race. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw a lot of close, tough racing. Was heat ever a factor? Was water temperature ever a factor for you?
I got hot once. I never really got the opportunity to push a lot really hard until the very end on that those last few laps. I know, and I told Ben, I said, luckily you were the guy that I was pushing at the end, because I was shoving him pretty hard, and
Yeah.
he held it together. And I told him about it after the race. I said, man, if it had been anybody else, I don't know if they could have held on to it, because I mean I was giving him some shots, and me and him was talking there before the interview, and we actually got out a little bit further than I wanted to be coming to the checker, and which it worked out good for us. But I got a little too much separation because I was waiting for a run just to come by both of us, honestly. But fortunately, it worked out for us today.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. Sometimes you get a little too far ahead. It's not the right secret sauce, and it creates that weird vacuum in behind where people just gain 1 to 2 a mile an hour more than what's expected. And what you can really handle. But respectful battle at the end of the line. I thought, if I didn't see some Doran, I was like, you guys are too friendly. I would have just shut down the stream and turned off my computer.
We were going to door a little bit. It definitely wasn't going to be just an easy ride to the end. We was going to touch a little coming to the checker.
Well, heck yeah. Are you going to be running a full season across the 3 series and looking for the big crown, or are you staking out here? What's the deal?
I will mainly be a Monday night guy. Just with the way life works, we go to church on Wednesday, so I'm not able to make Wednesday nights, and Thursdays a lot of kids sports. It seems like all the time. So, but I'll definitely try to make all the Mondays that I can and be part of a team with Andrew and Timmy and Doug and those guys, and see what we can pull off on the Super Speedway series.
Oh, heck yeah, brother. It was nice watching your race tonight. You did a heck of a job. You capitalized when you needed to. You know, your P1. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Man, huge shout out to just Roughneck Racing in general. All these guys over here have put in a lot of work in the off season, trying to get things sorted out and make some better racing over here. And I believe we've accomplished that. Tonight's proof of it. You know, it was a heck of a race. There wasn't a lot of unnecessary stuff. People was able to hold it 3 wide and keep cars off one another and just put on a heck of a race. And as always, huge shout out to James Wagner with Wagner's Welding, you know, for everything he does for the league. All my admins here, man, all these guys are great. Like all of them. Couldn't ask for a better bunch. Penguin for race control. He done an awesome job tonight. Love it when Penguin is doing race control for us. Always does an awesome job. And of course, Speed Zone Live, man. Glad that you was able to come out and put up this broadcast tonight, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, heck yeah, brother. Congrats again on your big win tonight. You definitely showed that you prioritized strategy and got yourself where you needed to be at the end. So I hope to be chatting again with you soon in the future, Mr. Spring.
I hope we get to talk again soon too, bud. Appreciate it.
Yeah, take care. Good win again.
Thank you.
You heard it from the strategist himself. He said he played the cards right. He came up with a royal flush and was able to squeak away with an epic battle at the end. Bumper to bumper racing between him and the 67 of Ben Ryan, but there could only be one victor, and tonight was Adam Sprinkle, the strategist. So we saw about, 4 cautions tonight. Nothing too egregious, really just super speedway racing, or caution on lap 10, 25, 37, 45. Not really, I guess what I would say is the big one, right? A lot of the cars had fast repairs. We were able to finish, I believe, just about everyone. Nobody suffered anything catastrophic. So hats off to these drivers. To me, this is a successful first race of the season. Something to be proud of. I hope that these drivers are able to carry that same momentum into race number 2. As next week, it's going to be brought to you by Flieger Farm TV. He's going to be bringing you that action for Xfinity at Daytona Speedway. We're going to be back here again. Well, you'll be on his channel to take a look at that race, as these drivers are duking it out for a Monday championship, a Wednesday championship, and a Thursday championship, and an overall champion of the 3 series. So a little bit of different mix here. There's a lot more to play for, and it's going to be, as you're jumping across these series, it's going to be very interesting to see which drivers dominate which cars. So I'm your host tonight, Robert Warrens, up in the booth for Speed Zone TV. Hats off to the drivers again of Roughneck Racing, season number 8, race 1 at Talledega Superspeedway. Big shout out to our winner, Adam Sprinkle. Shout out to P2 of Andrew Smith, P3 of Ty Manning. We've seen him a bunch of times. And then we'll just quickly roll through the rest of the field. The 52 of Macy grabs 4th, Barnes grabs 5th, Miller grabs 6th, Fairman 7th, Ryan 8th, Parson 9th, Grace 10th, 11th goes to Wagner, Hurst grabs 12th, 13th to Copperthorne, 14th to Keltner, Richardson, tough break for that guy, led a bunch of laps, couldn't seal the deal, 15th, Tate 16th, Hunter 17th, Ramsey 18th, Tolson 19th. That's going to be our entire field there. Like I said, next week you'll be tuning in to Flieger Farm TV for an exciting broadcast of Xfinity cars at Daytona. I'm going to be signing off. Robert Warren, Speed Zone TV. Make sure you put a like on the broadcast, share it to your friends, families, dogs, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, and perhaps put it on for a toddler. You might want to inspire them to watch racing too. Take care, everyone. We'll be broadcasting Wednesday night for the opener of the Truck Series at Watkins Glen. It's going to be a doozy. And then Thursday night, you're going to have a broadcast for Renegade Racing and the Mini Stocks. So, once again, take care. Hope to be chatting with you soon. And once again, I guess we'll say that once again one more time. Shout out to Adam Sprinkle doing a burn down right now for you. For Speed Zone TV, love what we do. Love that you're tuning in. Take care, everyone.